Hum is right. Jeez. All right.
What?
No, 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 no. No, no. It's just Cullimore's getting hot and he's cranky, and your ex-fiance is not being much of a help
I was
right
gonna
now.
say Finn's feeling a little salty too, just with like the atmosphere and just how like non-helpful.
She, Olivia, it does say, however, I might know a place to start.
Okay.
Obviously, whatever's taking place at Mount Vost is at the heart of it. It's where the dragons are, it's where the demons are. But we can't just walk up Mount Vost. We would be spotted and overrun. The army at their disposal is vast. The gnolls that until now we thought were harmless appear to do everything the demon bids of them. So we can't just walk in the front door. However, there's a settlement to the east. I'm sure you've heard the clinking by now. They mine limestone, and they ship the limestone to Mount Vost. I have no idea what it's used for, but I do know that such large shipments could not go up that mountain, which means that maybe there's another entrance, another way in.
Pearson, Keen, Fidian, Cole, can we talk?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Excuse us, Olivia.
Olivia nods.
I'll be
Okay.
right back.
Jarek, like, scurries outside.
Oh,
Sonia.
frickin' boy. What is it now?
Jarek, like, lowers his head and, like, actually, like, lifts, like, the hood back, revealing, like... And I'm not actually sure, like, since he doesn't drink water, like, how does he sweat? It's a magical mystery. Jarek, like, lowers his head and says, "Now, I know what we came here to do. However, I don't think we can somehow counter decades-old magic that is capable of lulling even the most powerful dragons into a lullaby.
Yeah.
That is way far beyond us.
Unless it's in some sort of object that we can smash, I'd have to agree.
And this apparently occurred decades before the rifts opened, which means that even if we do defeat the demon invasion on this island, what we are still left with are dragons who are lazy and slothful and who don't want to do anything.
Yeah, and so they won't be allies to us. You're absolutely right. It's like a hibernating bear.
Now, I don't know how any of us could possibly reason with these creatures, even if we were to somehow remove all these demons. But since creatures that are far more powerful than any of us just laid down and let it happen, I don't see how we could do anything here.
The only thing I can think of that we might be able to salvage from this is there are at least two dragons that aren't lazy, which is Kip and his mother, right? Even having just one fully grown dragon on our side is going to be one hell of an ally when it comes to fighting these actual demons themselves. We might want to stick with it just a little while longer to see if we can't get some of that good grace. But you're absolutely right. Whatever enchantments over this isle, and I'm not too sure if it's just affecting dragons. I don't know if it's the fucking heat or what, but already my attitude's changed quite a bit. There's, we just don't have what it takes to stop it, I don't think.
I know that you had in mind the idea of assisting these dragons, Keen, but what has happened to these dragons is far beyond our ken.
So you're proposing we just turn back?
I'm proposing we find a better way to assist whatever allies we have in the coming fight with demons than these dragons who most likely won't give us assistance anyway.
This is true. We got to look at the big picture.
I do believe the big picture argument was us coming here in the first place, back when we thought there were just black dragons living here, and by assisting them, we could stop the demons from using them, and then black dragons could help us sweep the demons off the field. But if the dragons don't want to help anyway...
Yes,
Before
that
we-
is curious.
Mhm.
Why would demons want lazy dragons?
Well, so they wouldn't put up a fight, so they would just stand aside while the rest of the world goes under their care, right?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Can everyone roll me another awareness check?
Sure. There's something I want to bring up once we're done here
Sure.
with the rolling.
Oh shit, that's a 15. That
Alright.
plus.
All right. Keen and Jarek, you can tell that, or you become aware that Olivia's listening to you.
Okay.
Ugh, sorry.
This is
out of character. That was me.
Yeah. Cullimore will say, "Listen, there's another link that we're maybe not noticing, right? Yes, what initially started to make these dragons complacent happened. You said decades ago, but much like the gnomes, the source was one of the lieutenants of the demons, right? Maybe." Listen, from what Lady Celine told us, I can think of maybe 2 of them that might be behind this. That Dementia bitch, who has strong charm and illusion magic, and maybe that experimentalist, Nee. Maybe he's the one who whipped up all this. Maybe it'd be worthwhile to at least see if one of the lieutenants are here on the island. If they're not, if it's just some big unknown power, unknown enchantment that we have no way of dispelling or figuring out, then we cut our losses. But we did journey our way, a fuck ton of a way to get here. I don't know if we should just leave right away.
It's only 6 days.
True, but we did this whole thing, well, no, the gnomes kind of are an ally on their own, but it's true, but... I was about to say, I mean, if it is one of the lieutenants, though, that are here, I mean, it'll just serve our own purposes to get rid of them ahead of time, right?
With Jarek like, I don't know if we could possibly get rid of any lieutenant who is capable of wielding magic that can lull dragons into...
Well,
this.
a week ago, I would say, hey, a giant eye creature that has a bunch of tentacles that can disintegrate people at will. I'm not sure if we can handle it, but we fucking did. We fed him his own goddamn flesh.
Sheltar didn't lull an entire island of multicolored dragons into doing nothing.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, could be illusionist, could be some sort of experimental shit. It's possible, at least. You have to acknowledge it's possible.
Maybe, but in that case, we're far out of our league there, too. I certainly can't think of any single spell, or magic, or conjuration in all the thousands of years of lore that I have studied that is capable of putting all of the most powerful creatures in the entire world into a fugue state.
Then maybe it's not a spell, then. Maybe it's something in the fucking air. Maybe it's something in the goddamn food. Maybe it's some sort of poison. Long lasting.
Like lifts his hands. I don't know how to change the air.
Maybe it's something in the limestone. You don't know.
Yeah.
I do agree that we probably should cut our losses if we don't find anything readily
If the source
available.
isn't made clear, yeah. If the source isn't made clear right away, then, yeah, I agree with Jarek 100%.
Also, hello, Olivia.
With that, you hear a small, high-pitched squeak. And Olivia comes out, brushing her skirts. I'm sorry, but too much is at stake to not listen in. I understand how you feel.
No, you don't. But go on.
Yeah.
I can't abandon my people, but I can't ask you to do something you aren't prepared to do. However, if it helps, as I said, something is draining the dragons of their power. The dragons are incredibly magical creatures. If what you say is true and demons are here, and they're somehow draining this power, who knows what they could do with it. And even though you say that dragons are lethargic, I swear to you that whatever curse is holding them to this is not how they are. If you could break it, if the demons are responsible for this, you can't even begin to imagine the kind of fury they can unleash upon your enemy.
And they would be in our debt. Essentially.
Do dragons honor debts?
Olivia says dragons don't have much other than honor. Though, I'm not so sure about Fang.
Mm-hmm.
Is Kip in earshot?
No, actually, Kip was a good boy and stayed where he was
That's
supposed
right.
to.
I didn't say Kip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he didn't say my name. I'll just say.
We have to also face the possibility that we're probably going to need to kill that dragon.
She looks Keen right in the eye and says, I would do it gladly.
Why? What did Fang do to you?
Thing incomprehensibly evil has been assisting the demons in all of their workings on the island. One of the few older dragons that has not been lulled into lethargy.
So then that stands to reason Fang probably knows exactly what's going on.
She shrugs and she says, Fang was never the most intelligent of dragons, but he was smart enough to see power when he saw it.
Hey, do you think Fang would attack his own spawn if he saw him right away?
Kip?
Yeah, probably
I
not.
don't know. He seems to ignore him. Probably tries to pretend he doesn't exist. Though, I don't know if he's been ordered to attack other dragons. He would do whatever his leash holders tell him to.
Listen, I don't know shit about dragons, but I do know about having kids. It's unlikely. He'd have to be under a lot of pressure, or he'd have to be a real evil son of a bitch to attack his own flesh and blood, right?
She looks at Pearson, and you can tell that her eyes are really, really angry, and she says, You don't understand, Fang. He would hurt Maserinda just to entertain himself. I doubt he would have much affection for Kip.
Okay. So, by the look in your eye, the idea of us talking with Fang and figuring out what's going on, that's probably not going to happen, right? He'll probably kill us, or try to.
She shakes her head. She says, I honestly can't say.
Okay.
I am not so crazy that I wouldn't try talking first, but I don't know how receptive he would be. She says, how about this? Maybe I'll make you a deal. Come with me to the limestone quarry. Help me attack one of the caravans. I couldn't do it on my own. And maybe we'll find information. Maybe we'll learn what we need. If you guys decide that it's not worth it, then maybe you can come back and at least send help. But going back now without even knowing anything, help me at least do that.
I'm assuming you want to attack this merchant caravan to use it to smuggle into this unknown second entrance?
She shrugs. It's a possibility. At the very least, we could keep one of them alive and find out what they know. They must be traveling in and out of Vost constantly. They must see things, know things.
Well, you wanted to fight, Jarek.
Jarek offers a shrug. I suppose I did. I'm not here for her, though. But I will do that.
Okay. How about the rest of us? I'm down for at least that deal. Spill some blood and get some answers, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hear the rest of you.
I would do it gladly.
I
Same.
guess. Oh.
Do the goblins have any special way of cooling themselves?
Knowles.
Sorry, Knowles.
Olivia looks a little confused and says, I don't know. I never thought about it.
Jerks, I imagine as they have undoubtedly lived in this climate for a long while, their bodies are accustomed to living in this heat.
Wow. Isn't that just great?
She nods. She says, I believe they've been here for about 20 years.
That's not
They arrived around the same time the dragons did.
Jarek has an almost blue screen of death.
Do you know what they're up
Regardless.
to?
But yeah,
She again shrugs and she says, they mine the limestone. I'm not sure what else they do. I also know that they have a settlement on the south of the island, but even the dragons don't go there. The land around there seems to be sickening and dying.
Jarek starts mumbling now to himself. So they immigrated here 2 decades ago. Jarek turns away from Olivia now, his mind is racing. Starts walking towards the Knoll settlement, very slowly.
No, I think I know what Derek's thinking.
What's wrong with him?
And then the Knolls.
I don't
And
know.
I'm gonna ask this to the GM. Jarek looks at the sky. And the Knolls, they're native to the waste where the Lich King lives, right? That's where the GM answers.
Then you get a somehow in the back of your mind you feel affirmed.
So the Lich King, he's entered into some sort of pact with the demon host or help him take over this realm, right?
Yeah.
Guys, I'm
Affirmation
not
from your
following.
memory.
Finn looks around.
Jarek slowly nods yeah, that's what Seller said, and Lady Celine did note that the Lich King was pressing in the waste, and he's still walking slowly, his back turned towards the others. So then what you're telling me is that the Knolls were probably sent here by order of the Lich King or one of his trusted lieutenants to help control these dragons, and the limestone probably has something to do with it, right? And he's looking up in the sky still.
At this point, when Finn looks confused, Pearson will look over to Finn and be like, Jarek's having a conversation with the only person he deems intelligent enough to converse with. Himself. Yes.
I guess that makes sense. Finn kind of shrugs.
Even if it's
Like
only
he's talking to the sky.
even if it's only indirectly, the GM is touched that Jarek thinks he's intelligent enough to talk to him.
Jarek stops walking and then looks
God
and
is
says,
touched.
all right, I suppose for now I'm more committed to being here than when I was a few minutes back. Let's go ahead and fight.
That's the spirit.
I have one question. When Jarek heard after the 2 decades, did he hear anything else that Olivia said?
He did, but it was
Okay.
kind of one part of his brain was mulling, like the Mentat mind. Yeah, I heard that, but I was thinking about this.
Well,
too.
I should let you know because another one would set alarm bells off. The land sickening and dying is another sign that the Lich King.
Yup.
He does not generally like to live in lush green places.
So this has just gotten more complicated.
Jarek says, on the positive side, we'll be fighting enemies I actually know things about.
Oh?
Yourself? Finn.
Look, we're wasting time here. Jarek motions with his arm and his head. Let's go.
Why are you so peppy all of a
Oh,
sudden?
as
Yeah.
Hey,
Pearson is immediately suspicious.
Look, we don't have time to waste here. All of our bantering and words. Let's get into some action. Colomar will appreciate this.
The
So,
hell?
Oh my God.
Unappreciated.
Cole starts just walking towards Jarek. It's just like, you finally learned to live a little.
That's right. Your mastery of tactics is always a great. I truly do respect you above all others, Cole. You understand these things.
Comedically, Pearson's gonna lean over to the side, far, so his head is next to Finn's as he whispers, "I think he finally snapped."
And it's
You
true.
nod slowly.
Jarek does respect Cole over all the others for the tactics and the ability to, like, with the massive high roll he got and like the map thing. There, and he points at the thing, the blueprints. Jarek remembers that.
All right, watch him during the day. I'll watch him at night. Let's go.
He's going to grumble about this newfound jerk's personality.
And I guess as you guys start walking off, Olivia will call for Kip to join them because he's still sitting over there.
It's like, I'll just wait right
Kip,
here.
Going to kill some gnolls. Find out what happened to your mother and all the other dragons. Hurry up.
Kip comes galloping up.
There may or may not be undead as well.
So
Fun.
as we're just traveling, Pearson's gonna ask, so the idea of having arrows pointed at our head, that was a bluff, right?
Olivia looks kind of sheepish and shrugs, and she says, Keen knows I'm never been very good with a bow.
Nope.
Alright. Good to know.
Well, I have some daggers. Do you want them?
She looks at you and gets a little haughty and says, I have my own weapons, thank you very much.
Just trying to be helpful. And
Finn looks over at Pearson.
Yeah. Girlfriend. Ain't gonna change her.
Jarek is still looking cold and says, so, a settlement of a few dozen mining limestone. They're probably worn ragged, for they are living creatures, and the Lich King is always wasteful of his living resources, considering them far beneath him. So they will be weak, they will not be expecting an assault, but they believe they have lulled this island to security. We should be able to storm them.
Yes, numbers are a bit of a hassle, though. The workforce is probably more than 20 plus.
I'm thinking that we can browbeat the gnolls by showing such brute force strength right at the start that the rest will be cowed into submission. For a time, and then they'll remember the Lich King and realize they have greater worries, but we can win the temporary thing.
Are they still talking?
Olivia chimes in, I might actually be able to help there. I considered how best to attack a caravan when I tried doing it on my own and came to the conclusion it would be foolhardy. But with a group such as this, maybe there's a chance. Of course, you could try to enter the settlement, though it is walled and it would be difficult. My best advice would be to attack the caravan on the way to the ship. There is a ship that travels down the river towards Mount Vast. The caravan is usually heavily guarded, but not so heavily guarded that you might not take it out if you prepare for it.
Do you know of how many other gnoll settlements there are mining limestone across the entirety of the island?
Just this one. This is the only place on the island with limestone.
In that case, I have an idea of not so much to catch the caravan going out as much as a caravan going in. We want to destroy the limestone quarry.
She kind of opens her mouth. Destroy the quarry? Is that possible?
Jarek, extends his hands and says, well, at the very least, we could probably render it so difficult to obtain limestone, at least for a time, it could be a sort of delaying scheme. If this is the only limestone quarry, and it was deemed so important that they're continuing to mine limestone, then it would be good to remove that resource. Create a chain reaction throughout the system and see what happens.
She nods and kind of, touches her chin thoughtfully. If the limestone is necessary for whatever they do, that would make sense.
Although that is a very bold play, something that you would use in war. I thought we were trying to get information first. And if we disrupt their limestone supply, then they're definitely going to know something's up, and then they're going to be actively looking for us. Our big advantage is that they don't know we're here. We should keep to that advantage.
Jarek notes, at the same time, the Beholder sensed us whenever we were close by, knowing that we were the bearers of the stones and that we were the ones who would derail the entire demon invasion.
That's right. If there is a lieutenant here, they probably already know we're on the goddamn island. So
Especially if they were in communication with the other lieutenants, and then no one heard anything back from Shaltar.
But we don't know for sure. That's the big thing. We don't even know. I'm just suggesting that there's a lieutenant that's behind this. I don't know as much as you guys do.
No, I think it's pretty conclusive at this point.
Is it?
Jarek nods affirmatively. Yes, I think it's a great idea. So as we pretended to be captured so that we could fight Shaltar in the arena, so shall we destroy the limestone quarry and see what chips scatter from it.
you're never gonna let that go, are you?
No, that's fine. Pearson has tough skin.
Olivia nods. She says, "The limestone quarry is large. I don't think even a dragon could destroy it. But you could, of course, break the ship that ferries it down the river." And she starts speaking quickly. "If you sunk the ship, then I don't know how they would transport the limestone."
That, and perhaps the ship was sunk due to natural elemental hazards. Maybe the gnomes did a haphazard job of patching it up. They won't immediately know it was us. And then
Okay,
later we
sounds
can
good.
divert a river and flood the quarry, but that can come later.
Divert a river.
Yeah, Olivia basically looks the way Burn sounds right now. like
Okay,
she actually
okay.
looks at Keen and says, "Can your friends do that?"
Okay.
I don't know about this one, but okay. For some reason, this whole plan of him knowing that the Lich King probably is involved has doubled or even tripled his bravery for some reason, because he always second guesses us. And all of a sudden, he's coming up with the half-minded.
Whatever. Don't
Cole
look a gift horse in the
A?
mouth.
Cole A does not know anything about this Lich King thing about Jarek. Like,
No,
he does not
neither
know
do
this
I.
is that thing.
No,
And
me neither.
two,
Oh yeah, Finn doesn't
Cole
have
is
no idea.
so forward with doing something reckless. He's so forward with that.
Okay. So I really do like this plan though. We storm the ship, we kill everyone there, or we get some information from those who are there, then kill them, make sure that there's no witnesses. Then we search the ship for anything valuable and any additional information. Then we sink it, making it look like an accident.
Seems good.
We stick the bodies on there. No one's gonna know. The ship just disappeared, right?
Yeah.
I like
Olivia.
it. I like it.
How deep is the river?
Olivia thinks for a second. Definitely deep enough to sink the ship.
Good.
Have you ever seen any guns on said ship? Like cannons?
What's a gun?
Yeah. Olivia looks
so
at
good.
Keen and says, "Cannon. You
right.
told me
Yeah,
about that
yeah,
once."
Dumb. Okay, my bad.
No. No, because there are dwarves make cannons.
right.
So she goes, "You told me about that once. I don't think I ever saw." Wait. Cannons are round, long objects. Yes.
Yeah, they're like tubes.
She
throw
immediately beckons all of you to come about 20 feet into a clearing.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to the clearing, she points up to the south, and you can see a huge mountain rising up over the jungle into the skyline. And she says, "That's Mount Vast. Look at the top." And at the top, those of you who have good eyesight, you can see what looks like kind of a fortress and a long tubular type object.
Are you fucking kidding me?
She goes, "Like that?"
That's what I thought.
Why do
Great.
dragons have cannons?
It's not the dragons who have the cannons.
Then the
What?
gnolls have the cannons?
It's
So,
it's the host
remember,
who has invaded.
remember when we were
Yes,
thinking
yes.
about why would lazy dragons be important?
Mm-hmm.
We've been noted that they actually been drawn power, and by that will most likely use it in some facet as a large spell. That is probably something to
So it's a spell cannon thing.
probably.
Okay,
Jared.
well, let's not put the cart before the spell cannon. Let's figure out how to deal with
Jarek
this
is now
ship
bewildered.
first.
Spell cannon, and he like starts considering the possibilities and like the architecture of it.
Olivia says, "I'm with Pearson. I don't want to raise undue concern. All we know is there's a spherical object up there. What we do know is the ship. I might suggest, but of course I will leave it and follow your lead. If you truly want to hurt the operations, there is a ship due this evening. Perhaps lay an ambush and take down the caravan and then attack the ship? It might be a bit much if we attack them while they're still on the ship." I mean,
if you can divide
if-
their numbers, I agree.
She nods. She says, "There's always a crew that stays on the ship, and there's always a contingent that goes with the caravan."
All right, all right. Now the only thing is I'm trying to just think of timing, right? They're coming at night. We would just have to work quickly, right? It is best for us to kill the transporters first and then go back and kill the sailors, right? But if we wait too long, the people at this Knoll town are going to realize that their shipment's late and they're going to send someone to investigate, right? Of course, though, if we wait for them to disembark, have this transport go down, and then we kill the crew, and then we run and try to catch up with the transport, we might not make it in time. We could also just say, forget the transport, let them have a little bit of limestone or whatever, and just sink the ship, get all the information that we want from the sailors. They would know more than anyone else anyway.
Olivia says, and she points out, and the map you're looking at now, you guys are close enough to the settlement that you can kind of see what's going on. She says, the time it would take to get from the ship to the town is only about 20 minutes. It would be possible to hit the caravan away from the ship, and still, the ship will stay overnight. It needs to wait until it gets loaded again.
Yes, but how about the people inside the town? If it's only 20 minutes with the journey, and they know there's a ship that's arrived.
You're thinking practical humanoid species who run on a schedule, who have immediate overseers who are pressing them. These gnolls, maybe not so much.
She nods. She says, I admit it is close, but typically, from what I've observed, no one from the city comes out to meet them. The caravan and its guard contingent go to the city. So I don't think the city would be...
Listen, I only have experience robbing riverboats, right? But here's the big question then. Is there anything specific on the caravan that we absolutely need? Like, what are they sending back from wherever the hell they're coming from?
Well,
I mean,
the only positive that I know of is taking out a few guards while they're separate from everyone else.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is my big thing. Forget about the caravan. Forget about the armed guards covering it. Let them go into the city. Let's kill the sailors and the ship.
Yes. I would have the idea of waiting to attack that caravan until after we've sunk the ship and they're delivering the next load of limestone to a ship they think is still there.
That also could work. Plus, it'd be a good backup in case we didn't get any information from the sailors and the ship.
Yes, but the ship is the first priority. We take that out, and then we let the caravan go back, and then it's not as if they can see the ship 20 minutes away. Then they go thinking that everything is all right, and then we completely crush the caravan.
The only thing is that we just have to make sure we kill the crew or take care of the crew as quickly and as quietly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is we can't have anyone escape. That's for sure.
That's right. Noise isn't an issue just so long as no one escapes.
All right, out of character, GM moment. You guys discuss your strategy. Give me about 5 minutes because I'm going to zoom in on a ship so you have a much better...
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I'll have to use the washroom. My suggestion is to use Kip as the, oh, hey, someone's escaped. Kip, chase them down and eat them real quick. You know what I mean? He would be a good catch person, catch escapee type of thing. Besides, I don't know if he doesn't
fly.
As long as he doesn't fly, but he won't be able to maneuver very well on that boat, right?
So you think like a low flight from him as started off would be cool enough to just like knock the mast down on the sailors?
Ooh.
Oh,
Work.
That'd be sweet.
that's
Like he
interesting.
fucking bolts out of the forest and just like smashes the mast down onto the knolls
Mhm.
after the caravan leaves sight.
Do you think the sound of the crack of the wood, though, would be heard 20 minutes away?
I
That's
don't
not
think
a big
so. I
distance.
think like the creatures will be pretty raucous, like the gnolls, and like they're not going to investigate every little noise in the jungle. They're not native to this region.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would basically sound like a tree.
And
tree
Jarek,
falling.
you are right. Gnolls are far from the most intelligent creatures, and Jarek would know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Lich King doesn't keep them around due to their witty dialogue.
Me, no. Me like things. Yes, I know. Me, my limestone. Yes, no.
This might also be a good time to point out, because, again, information Jarek would know. Among the many things the Lich King employs are gnolls, goblins, orcs, ogres, and trolls, are generally what you find working with the Lich King.
Pearson looks to the group and he asks, okay, here's the first question. The river, is it a relatively calm river? Is it a rapid river? Is it mild? Like, is it like this boat when it rides on it? Is it pretty choppy water or is it like, could it be swum? Swum? Swum isn't a verb for swim. Can it be
Swam.
swim?
It should be swim. Olivia says, well,
Swamp.
this high up, it would be difficult. You'd have to be a strong swimmer. It does get more gentle further in on the island, though I don't think you'd want to. There's a type of algae that grows exceptionally in there and turns it into a green, almost soup.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind then.
River is hostile.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe making approach from the river. Pearson's a pretty strong swimmer, but nah, not that strong. Okay.
And that's when the flesh-eating fish come out too, I'm sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the fucking piranhas and the goddamn crocodiles. Yeah, no thank you. All right. All right. So Kip breaks down the mast,
Yep.
right?
I think
And-
that's the best like angle for surprise because they're not going to expect like a black dragon to come sailing out of the jungle and smash into their mast. I think that's the best way to announce a surprise. And then while
Oh,
they're
yeah.
scattering in terror from that, we kill them.
Okay. Now the only question is how we're going to get onto the ship, unseen. Just using that distraction, run aboard, and just
Yeah.
start the
So,
town.
like they might not immediately think to, hey, let's untether ourselves from like the dock and prevent anyone from boarding. Because where the fuck did the mast fall? Why the fuck is there a dragon?
Yeah, we can. If it's a strong surprise attack, yeah, definitely I can see it. It depends on. I'll ask Olivia. How far is the tree line from the dock?
Oh, 50 meters maybe?
It's nothing.
Well,
We could
the dragon is black as well. So if we rely on maybe either the sun to be in the knoll's eyes or to just be down,
They said they're going to come in the evening, though.
yeah,
Yeah, at
yeah,
night.
evening. In that case, yeah, Kip will have the advantage of darkness.
In
They
fact,
might not
if you
even
wait-
notice him.
Well, here, hold up a second. Hold up a second. Who says we have to like lie in wait and like attack them the moment the caravan leaves? Why don't we wait until the dead of night when they're probably sleeping
We
and
could
creep up on board?
We could certainly do that. You all might be fatigued from such a wait, particularly in such an alien environment.
Oh, we can take a rest.
Keen's going to reach into his pockets. That's why I got these.
Suffice. Well, wait. What did you get? The rejuvenation potions.
potions.
See? Oh, there we go.
If we need them,
Yeah.
we have
Trust
4.
Yeah. See, I consider it as a possibility for you four. Yeah, rejuvenation potions.
Yes.
Besides,
There's
trust me, slicing the throat of someone asleep is a lot easier than trying to fight them into the death.
See,
yes.
I imagine the gnolls will be rowdy after a successful delivery or whatever anyway, so that works.
Yeah.
And?
Let's just.
And the sweetest thing, we could even wait in the boat and in the morning for the next shipment to come in and then just kill them. And
Instead of the problem with that then is then we couldn't have Kip smash the mast. They're gonna notice the fact that the mast is gone.
Exactly. Well, then we don't need. how about we do this? We'll put pin on Kin smashing the mast right away, right? If we're gonna try to sneak on board and just kill them while they sleep, then we have a fully functioning ship as a ruse to lure the other the caravan towards us, and we can take care of them on the ship. Now, if things go tits up, then Kip can smash the mast. We maybe use that as a secondary plan, as a distraction technique to buy us some needed time.
I don't like that as a secondary plan.
Okay.
I
Oh, so
think
it should
it's-
be just
either
the
think-
one or the other.
Yeah, it's either one or the other.
Listen, most of us here are very light on our feet, right? Remember that goddamn challenge where those horrible fucking lion creatures rose up from the depths and tried to
Jared gives a
attack
look
us?
at Keen.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry.
Listen, it doesn't matter. We're here. We're alive. That's not the point. Most of us are very light on our feet. We can some drunk sleeping gnolls we can sneak by. I say we do this quiet.
I vote quiet.
Jared
Yeah.
shrugs, like, it'll just depend on at night whether they actually do have awake guards at the ramp to the ship, and if they do, then we can have Kip smash the
I
mast.
have
My-
a question.
Yes, Cole?
Does any of us know if the ship stays at night?
Yes, it
Yes,
stays there the
yes.
entire night.
Yes.
It gets
It
loaded
stays
up
there
in the
until-
morning.
Yeah.
Even some of them might even okay, this is what I think. This is from my experience from humans docking riverboats in Stone Whitebridge? Yeah, Whitebridge.
Yeah. Whitebridge.
What's my hometown again? Whitebridge? Oh yeah, it's destroyed. In Whitebridge. Most of them are going to actually either probably go into the town itself to celebrate, right? So there'll probably be a skeleton crew left behind to make sure everything's okay. It would surprise me if there were even two guards. There's probably just one unlucky son of a bitch who doesn't get to drink, who has to keep an eye out to make sure none of his fellow Knoll buddies steals anything.
Yeah.
Olivia shakes her head and says, well, not quite that lucky, I'm afraid. There's a crew that stays on the boat, the sailors, I guess you would call them, but it's maybe no more than a dozen.
More than a dozen. It surprised me if two, like I said before, though, if they're in known territory, it's safe here, right? Sure, there might be some river creatures. They might be some of those might be thieves, but most of them will be asleep.
I don't know whether this is known and safe territory that they would consider it to be. Like, this is still a hostile environment for them.
True, but how many times do you think they've done this before?
Jared shakes his head. You're telling me that I would be surprised in the case of humanoids that I know.
Everyone's got to sleep, right? They're not sleeping while they're sailing the ship. They're going to be sleeping at night. Of course, they're going to have a couple guards, but I'd rather fight a couple guards than all 12 of them startled by a black dragon or no. So let's just take a vote. Finn said it's fine with going quiet. I vote going quiet. Cole, Keen?
Quiet.
All right, quiet it is.
Yep.
I don't have a problem with attempting it, but if they are awake and watching that ramp, then Kip
we're-
is smashing into that mast.
Yeah,
Sure.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's completely fine with me as well.
If they're all
Yeah.
awake and they're all staring at that dock, yeah, definitely. But you know what? God damn it. And Pearson's going to take out some coin. He says, I told Carly I wouldn't bet anymore, but she's not here. 10 gold to say that there are only no more than 4 awake gnolls on that ship. Anyone want to take me for that?
How many was that?
I said
10.
there'd only be 4. There's
There'll
10.
only be- there's only.
Well, there's only about 12 or so.
Okay,
right?
there's about 12. I'll hold off on that bet, but I'll consider it.
Once we know
Cole's-
for sure the bet's off.
Ah, damn it.
Cole is actually going to go and say, so should I just take your 10 gold, or what do I do?
No.
No, Cole, that's not how it works.
No. It's a wager. It's a friendly wager to say that if you think there's going to be more than 4 awake gnolls on that ship when we strike in the dead of night, then you say, I'll take that bet. And if there happens to be 5, 6, 7, 8, all of them still awake, then you win my 10 gold. If you're wrong, however, I get your 10 gold.
Hmm. I
It's a
see.
bet. Yes. So do you want to take
Then-
that bet?
Mm, no.
Okay. There we go. I think we're all set.
And Olivia says, I think I get it. One question, though. If we get there and there is only 1 or 2 guards on the plank, do
Yeah.
we try to approach them silently? Or if there's
Of
anyone
course.
watching, we...
No, no, no. If there's only 1 or 2, there's enough of us with skill here that we can try to take them out before they even know it.
Yeah.
She nods and she says, well, I'm pretty handy in a fight, but I don't want to get in the way. You guys seem to know what you're doing. If you need me to do anything, just tell me where to go. And she kind of flashes out daggers that look remarkably similar to Finn's. And she says, I will be there.
Hmm. Can you step quietly?
She looks at Keen. Ask him.
Jarek looks at Pearson. Remind me whether we heard her approach.
Okay.
Cole raised his hand. I did.
So you step as quietly on the ship as quietly as you do in the jungle. I don't see any reason why you can't come along.
She nods.
All right, I gotta use the washroom. I'll be right back.
I'm going to get a drink. I'll be right back, too.
Same. I'll be back.
Well, guys.
I'm going to leave for no reason. No, I'm still gonna be here. Hi, everybody in chat.
Hi, chat. How's it going?
This is gonna be on the recording. Squee ain't gonna know. Cran is though.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave this in, and then it's
Hi, future
people-
Kriana.
Hi, future Piff. I mean, future. Wait.
You're the only one who's gonna be seeing the future.
I know. I know. What words of wisdom do we have for future Kriana?
Don't make the same mistakes I did.
That's true. That's a good one. You heard that, future Kriana. I'll be editing this like 3 years from now, and I'll be like, you're right. I shouldn't make those mistakes, and then I'll call my grandma and tell her I'm sorry. And she'll be like, what?
Why are you calling me during happy hour?
Oh my god, Pip. So, okay, there's this song that I really like. It's by Mika, and it's, oh, what is it called? Oh, anyway, there's this choir part that plays during the song. And, it's like a bunch of little British children, and whenever that part comes on, all I can hear is, like, you're really bad British. And, like,
Am I
just
really
sing-
that British? Hey, hello.
Smile like you mean it. It's like
Smile like you mean it.
right, just the really bad. But like Pip
really
does
bad
it with like
Cockney.
art, yeah, like the
Oh,
old
Pip's
lady.
bad.
Yeah.
The old lady, yeah, the.
Mhm.
Oh no!
I'm back.
My drink
too.
went up my nose. God damn it!
And this is a perfect lesson in how much it pays to be prepared. Because I had no thought that you guys would actually attack the ship itself, but I did happen, just in case, to have an inside and outside of a ship. So,
Nice.
go us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually thought, they're not going to get on the ship. Are you kidding me? They're never going to get on a ship. But hey, prepared we are. All right.
Shoot.
I also want to say for the record, I don't know why, but I keep having massive brain farts mid-sentence. I honestly don't know why.
You're
It's like the story of my life.
I was going to say, you're around your ex. It happens.
That is
Kind
true.
of, I don't know if I'm a fan of her. She's super
No.
hot. Don't get me wrong, but she's kind of a bitch.
Hey,
I'm
don't
looking at
judge
Finn.
me. Don't judge me.
Don't judge
Listen,
you.
I'm a brat.
You still fall back
okay?
in love with her, you dingus.
I'm a brat, but she's
Shut up.
kind of like she came up and she's like, "Oh, we'll talk about this later." It's like she's helping you out, lady. You might want to be a little
Well,
bit
no,
nicer
no,
to him.
no. To be fair, she's only talking to Keen. She hasn't talked that way to anyone else.
I know.
Well, that doesn't make it any better. That
Yeah,
is just
that's
exploiting
abuse.
Past relationship.
Fucking abuse.
Hey, hey.
We're gonna have to sit down as a group and just be
Dude,
like,
she
"Hey."
left you and broke your heart, dude. What are we
Yeah,
supposed to say? Oh yeah, she seems like a very sweet young lady. Fuck her.
yeah.
By
That's
the
what
way,
I plan to do.
by the way,
No,
before we get back into it, Burn,
Yeah.
so that we don't take up other people's time, either tonight or tomorrow, sometime we'll have a little private recording and whatnot for the conversation between you and her.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Get back to that whole.
Because I
fucking
mean,
business.
that's the kind of conversation they would have alone anyway. So
Yeah.
Guys
Do you
in
have any
chat,
skills
get the
in that?
fan fiction ready.
God damn it,
You
Kriana.
have your magical weapons.
And so many
items.
erotica were born that day.
No.
Hmm.
Yeah, there we go.
How do you think I feel? I'm playing the girl. All right. So, do you guys have a plan of attack? Do you need more time? Here, let me go ahead and transfer you over to the actual map that it will be taking place on to see if that will change your... it's not a huge change, but hang on. Let me get you over there. There you go. Now, I know it doesn't quite sync up with the map, but I'm flying by the seat of my pants here.
That's adorable. I love it. No, it works. Whatever.
So I'm noticing that the thing that lowers to allow people to get on is on the other side.
Screw it.
You can
Have
reverse it.
fun.
That's easy enough.
Actually, I should reverse it, right? Because they just came from the down part of the island. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
should probably do that.
Anyway, no, that doesn't change my ideas. I think we're good to go.
All right, now I just need to change the inside of the ship. Oh, curses! Hang on. Oh,
I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
well,
Why
oh,
aren't
don't
you
worry. I
Doing in the DM view.
yep. You wouldn't be able to see it anyway.
Cool.
Smile like you made
There we
it.
go.
I
Wait,
kinda had to
wait,
see-
wait. Grim, that thing to get on was the sail from the original ship. So
I noticed once you moved it. I thought that was great.
never mind. All right, let me go ahead and get your tokens over here, and then I will basically let you guys set up how you want. I will say that you can get within 100 yards of the ship before you have to start making rolls to,
Okay.
or
100
There's,
yards, so 300 feet, guys.
Wait, I thought you said it was only 50 yards.
what?
From
No,
the
from the
tree
tree
line.
line. Yeah. What I'm saying is that from
Oh yeah,
about 100 yards out, if you're
right there on the tree line, being like, "Hello, you can't see us."
Hello.
Like,
well,
Yeah.
it's also more like they might not be able to see you, but you're walking through a jungle. If you're not careful, they're gonna hear you coming.
yes. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, get our token set up and everything like that before we'll tell you exactly what the plan of attack is, because we should confer with each other, and Pearson will have some preparation to do.
There isn't even 300 feet on this map.
Yeah.
That's where we use our imagination.
Okay. We'll say 100 feet.
So you said
mind.
100 yards, so
I
said,
did, I
okay,
did.
that's 300
I,
feet. I'm like drawing out a ruler, like I can't do it.
Not gonna do it.
He'll let us know. But tokens. Where's
Cool.
The tokens.
I'm
hey.
trying-
I'll just get
I'm
my
trying
guy
to-
out here.
Trying.
Oh, I
I
can't.
archived all the maps with your tokens on it. Oh, woe is me.
I can't drag over my own token.
And
Sad
well,
face.
the things that are the tokens that are on your character sheets are not the correct tokens. I actually have to just go into my library and find them.
Whoops. Well,
well,
Because
Keen's
my
fucked
bad.
everything up. No, just kidding. No.
no.
Although that'd be hilarious. We're sitting up here, right, guys? Guys? Oh shit! I did it again. I suck at stealth.
We're all like waving him back, like, come here.
Motion of being on this fucking island with his axe. That's what emotion.
You know, if it wasn't for all the dragons and the demons, it'd be very romantic.
Yeah, except for the sweltering heat and all the bugs,
Bugs,
and
yeah.
all the horrors of this island.
You know, that actually sounds like very nice weekend in Hawaii. I'm just putting that out there. It's
Well,
very hot, humid.
you guys
Thank
know
God
it
I
wouldn't
found
be a
this
grand
option.
adventure if you didn't run the spectrum on environments.
Pretty For a second, I
We
thought
didn't
you
get-
meant like run the spectrum on autism. I'm like,
It says
what?
it run the spectrum on relationships. That's what
Whoa,
we were going with.
whoa.
Ew. All right. So while
Well-
you're assigning our tokens to us,
Those actually. Oh God.
no, I
Oh,
can't.
no.
I can't.
I just
use
closed my window. But yes, while
Okay, so
I'm
while we're
doing
doing
all
that, let's come up with just a general agreement. I'm thinking we should strike around like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Is everyone down with it?
Okay, relative like a midnight time, unless you have like an hourglass or a water clock or some shit.
By watching the sun and moon. That's an approximation.
I
that
thought
we
you
can-
like my character can't do that. Okay.
Hey, Keen.
Okay, how about we wait until okay, now I'll do it more in character. We'll wait until the moon rises to its like full. Then we know it's the middle of the night. Groovy?
Totally groovy.
I was totally in character group.
Wait, what if it's a new moon?
Well,
I was
mean,
gonna say
we're
this is when the
talking-
GM throws a wrench in your plans and gives you a new moon.
Whatever, he can give me whatever he wants.
No, I'm
just,
kidding.
I'm conferring this in metagaming standards of 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Then I was
Yeah, that's
chided
good.
on that, and now
I just
whatever
think you're overcomplicating, Inferno. You've already discussed this and like decided on what we're gonna be.
Oh,
doing.
hey.
Oh, she's coming with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, what was discussed?
Hang on a second. I need to.
She's like the cheerleader. No offense, Keen.
Wow. Just wow.
Be nice, Finn.
You know what it is? I think Finn is just jealous because she got to be your pretend girlfriend back in the
Listen.
day when we thought she was a boy.
Look at how beautiful her boobs are. I
Wait,
will
who-
never have that.
I know.
will
I know.
never.
Like, what's
Do
the
I
correct
have to look
answer
it
in
up?
this situation?
And yes, I do
Cold
admire
pats
them.
her on the back and like someday.
I'm an adult. Finn just like covers her face.
You're an adult? I thought you were a kid.
What?
Aww.
You're 5'3".
Okay, you guys are way too big. Let me make you smaller.
No, Finian's already small enough. She says.
Gotta rub it in, God.
Fucking
No.
asshole, God. I don't even own myself, God.
Okay. All right.
Jeez.
Stupidest.
Then my follow-up question, since I know we're all in agreement that we are going to strike in the middle of the night, what Pearson would like to do actually is I'm assuming. Okay, well, let's not make assumptions. DM, while you're setting up all these tokens,
They move in the
the soil, the earth, it's like this grassy, mossy, and is there like soft earth underneath of it?
Correct.
Right.
You could probably easily dig down at least 6 inches or so.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. All I need is just some of the soft earth, add in some of my water to make mud. Completely possible?
Very possible with this humidity.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Then probably about 30 minutes or so before we're ready to strike, Pearson will once again remove his shirt because it's white, but he has dark pants, and he's going to cover his face and chest, and he's going to ask someone to help him and get his back. He's going to cover himself in dark mud, and he suggests everyone else, since, no offense, even you, Cole, your faces are pale, and that will stick out at night, put mud on you to help us blend in to make us look even darker.
I don't know about this, Pearson.
Listen.
Keen's
What do you mean,
looking down at his black leather trousers, black tunic, and his black cloak, and he just pulls on a cloth to cover the lower part of his face.
We'll need that upper part too.
You didn't tell everyone you changed costumes, did you?
No, I didn't.
Keen's no
Tell
longer
the
wearing what he
artist.
normally wears. He's wearing dark black
Yes.
leather.
Yeah, yes, he showed a picture of himself very unamused earlier. Of course, I then throw back, yes, all black in the sweltering heat of the jungle. Always a perfect choice.
hey! I did not think this through. Obviously,
It's not like we
Suffice
were
to
coming
say-
to an area on the map that was dotted with jungle trees instead of
He
deciduous.
was trying to impress his lady friend. I kid you not. That's what he looked like back in the day.
pussy whipped.
Shut up!
She broke your heart, dude. There
Shut
are
up.
literally millions of other fish on the sea. You know
I
what?
don't care.
When we get back to the Elven capital, Carl will introduce you to a few nice ladies who survived the apocalypse. We'll
look,
see if
Hey,
we'll
hey,
go on
Finn
a couple.
will dress
I-
up as a guy. He'll be your wingman.
I don't care about any of this. I just want to control my token.
Yeah.
Yes. Hang on 1 second.
I'm tired of this fucking drama shit. I'm gonna be infernal. Let's fucking move on.
Anyways, here's the big question: is anyone else going to comply, as in covering their white ass skin with some dark mud?
Fine.
Sweet, thank you.
I like how he had to like sugarcoat it. Like it's not just mud; it's sweet ass mud.
I mean, come on, we're going to go all fucking commando on these guys. We gotta be prepared.
Hey Finn, it'll get rid of wrinkles and firm.
That's not how it works. I would know this.
All right, everyone will have
Right.
control momentarily. Jarek and Pearson, you already have control.
I do, sure do.
Finn, you have
Making me
control.
into Mud Man, Mud Pearson.
Oh God, yeah, I guess I have to. Olivia says, "I'll help Keen,"
Yay!
I'm
good.
fine.
with
I'm
a
fine.
mischievous grin.
No, no,
I'm-
no, no.
but-
Still around your eyes, your forehead, your tops of your
Oh,
cheeks. Keen.
God. All right.
Listen, don't you think it'd be even more startling to have all that dark and then this little ghosty white around the eyes? You don't think they're gonna notice that? They might be stupid, but they're not blind.
Finn's just giggling at Pearson's comments.
Mm.
We got a full rest up, right? Because I'm dying.
Yes, you got a full rest up.